Hi, my name is Kayla and I read a lot, and welcome to a new video. I have my sister in my room right now as I'm filming, so if she's making some noise, then please excuse it. Let us begin. Today's video is completely inspired by a clockwork reader on YouTube. Her name is Hannah, and she's literally one of my favorite YouTubers ever. She is like the best. I absolutely love her. And basically what she did in her video was she tier ranked her every book series that she's read on this like site online. Let's begin. So this is going to be a very long video, I think, because I have 27 series that I have read in completion. There are plenty of other series that I wanted to include, but I wanted to leave that for a part 2 for book series I haven't completed but have started. If you enjoy this video, by all means comment down below and tell me if I should continue doing it for the other series, because I have another like 27 series that I still need to finish. And yeah, but these are the ones I have finished in completion. I have read every single one of these books in the series. So first that I can see is, also don't mind the ads that you can see on my screen. Anyway, so first one is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I actually really enjoyed this series. I prefer it over Throne of Glass, but I did enjoy this one a lot more when I was younger. I don't know if I would enjoy it as much now. Like, I read it when I was 15, 16, and I was just in love with the idea of this series, and I still really like it. So, but it's just gotten, since then it's just gotten a lot of hate, and it's made me rethink the characters and their dynamics a little bit more. But as for like the way it's written and like the characters, I still care about them a great deal. So I think I will put it in good, because it's a good series. Actually, we'll do great or good, because from time to time I still find myself wanting to reread the series every now and then, because A Court of Mist and Fury is an exquisite book. Like, that book alone probably like is really up there. Also, the tiers that I created are definitely based off of Hannah's tier. I actually have it here, actually. This is the one that she had, so that she created. So there was God, Demigod, Great, Good, Okay, Bad, and Trash. And then those are obviously all the books that she read. But my one, I don't really think I need that many. There's like quite a few there that I didn't think I needed, so I just got good. I have God, which are my absolute favorites. Would die for these books. I have Demigod, which is kind of, I would die for them maybe if the situation called for it, but like I wouldn't do it otherwise. And then next is Great, Tier, Good, Tolerable, and Bad. So let's begin. I already began, but that's okay. Next is Carry On. This is one of the series that is not finished. There's 2 books at the moment that are currently out. I've read both of them. I've read Carry On alone like 5 times. So, and I love Carry On. So straight to God tier, because that book is amazing, and I'm pretty sure that this entire series I'm gonna love with all my heart. So yeah. Okay, next series is Cinder by Marissa Meyer from the Lunar Chronicles. I love fairy tale retellings, and Cinder and the entire Lunar Chronicles is probably one of the best that I've ever read. So I think that definitely goes into great. Actually, I would put that above A Court of Thorns and Roses, because Cinder is so good. I mean, the Lunar Chronicles. The Raven Cycle, again, one of my absolute favorite series. Yeah, I'd say Demigod. Demigod. That's by Maggie Stiefvater. Probably one of the best, most well-written books I've ever read. Legend by Marie Lu, which is I think it's a dystopia series, trilogy. I read this in 2017, I did not like pay attention very well while I was reading it. I was kind of just reading it. It was getting a lot of hype when a lot of the dystopia books were coming out. So like circa what, 2013? When did Hunger Games come out? And Legend was one of the few books that I hadn't read yet, so I read them all. I really enjoyed the first book. I remember definitely enjoying the first book, but it was just very cliche. And then by the end of the series, next book is Six of Crows. Oh, I love this book. I love this duology. Whoop, right up there. This book is amazing. I will nonstop always recommend this book. Oh, so good. Okay, next, The Dark Artifices. The Dark Artifices, okay. This is where it's a little bit hard because all of Cassandra Clare's books are really well written. Okay. Oh, what was that? Mortal Instruments for sure. I love that it's the beginning of the, Shadowhunter Chronicles, but as a whole, that series is just really long. Ugh. I hate saying this about the Mortal Instruments because the Mortal Instruments books are so good if you just give it that time, but just so many people just don't have the time to go through 6 books. That's why I prefer series that are a lot shorter, or like trilogies and stuff. I'm happy with having City of Bones there because, yeah, in comparison to Dark Artifices, which I definitely enjoyed a lot more than City of Bones. Cool Prince. This is like one of my favorites that have taken over my life. Demigod. Yeah, by Holly Black. Love that series. The next series is The Summer I Turned... Oh, actually no. It's called The Summer series, but the first book is The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han. I read this in primary school, I think. I think I was in year 6 or maybe in year 7, so the beginning of high school. I can remember a little bit of it. It was quite cliche, but it was kind of like good cliche, sort of. I can actually remember that a lot more than I can remember Legend, so I would say tolerable. I would say tolerable because I wouldn't reread it again. I don't think about it. It's just there, and it wasn't badly written. I don't think it was just a bit cliche. Okay, the next book. This is a duology actually. This Savage Song by V.E. Schwab is an amazing series, and it's so underrated. So underrated. If you have not read This Savage Song, please read it. It's a dystopia book. I would like to say I think it's a dystopia book. Oh, but my goodness, it's so good. The emotional impact. V.E. Schwab's writing is amazing. The next book series is an LGBTQ plus graphic novel series, actually. I haven't read the most recent book because it just came out, but I do plan on reading it very soon. I love this series. It's great. I would put it there. I think we're gonna move that like that. Yeah. I'm also putting it in order, so if you can see, so Carry On for me is above Six of Crows. Maybe, we'll see. Raven Cycle is above Cool Prince, and then it goes to Cinder, Lady Midnight, blah blah blah. Like that. Anyway, yeah, hope you get that. Next is Switched by Amanda Hawking. This is I think it's a fantasy, kind of urban fantasy, I would say. And it's kind of about trolls, but when I say trolls, it's kind of not really like the trolls that you imagine. They are more similar to fae than I would say trolls, like in terms of mythical beings. Amanda Hawking is a very underrated author. I absolutely love her. I grew up on her books, but now I've just grown out of them a little bit. But I still have all her books on my shelf, and I still will go through the books for nostalgia reasons. But it's really nice. I like it. Switched is probably, the Trill series is probably the best written books out of hers, I think. Switched. I don't think about it. That's the thing. Yeah, I would put it there because oh, actually, here. because it left an impact. Like, it's The Fifth Wave. This is, again, one of those books that I was just reading at the time of all the dystopia movies were coming out, so I was just like, oh yeah, I'll hop on that bandwagon. I enjoyed this series. I enjoyed it enough. I didn't see the ending coming, and I think that's what made the series more enjoyable. It felt very philosophical, and it was trying very hard to be philosophical, if you get what I mean. So I think we'll keep Fifth Wave there, because it did leave quite a lasting impression on me for the time period that I was reading it, and for a little bit after, but not in my everyday life the way that these other books have. Okay, next, Infernal Devices. Yeah, straight up there. Infernal Devices, one of maybe the best trilogy I have ever read. Possibly. The Water Song series by Amanda Hocking, as I mentioned. I have a lot of nostalgia with this book. Probably my favorite series by Amanda Hocking, because it was my first series, and it was actually, I think maybe my first book that I read that was quite YA. It was still a great gateway into the YA world, and I think that's why it would always have a significance to me. Bloodlines. I enjoyed Sydney's character in the Vampire Academy, but I just didn't feel like we needed a series about her. I really liked Adrian. Adrian was probably my favorite character in that series, and I really liked the representation of bipolar disorder in that book. I don't know if it was accurate or not, because it's been a while since I've read them, but I wasn't diagnosed when I first read it. But I do remember reading about it, and I had no idea what bipolar disorder was, and I'd never heard of it, so this was the first time I had ever seen it being represented in books. So that in itself is pretty cool, but I don't know if it was accurate enough that I would rate it higher because of that. So because of that, I'm gonna put Intolerable, because it was tolerable. I enjoyed the story. I definitely enjoyed it enough, but I wouldn't read it again. Man, a lot of these books are just tolerable. At least none of them are bad. Next is Magnus. Oh no, it's not Magnus Chase. That is King Chronicles. King Chronicles is a very underrated series of Rick Riordan. It's so good. I love the King Chronicles. Yeah, I'll put that there. I really love the King Chronicles. Egyptian mythology isn't my forte the way that Greek mythology is, but I still enjoy it a great deal, and I love the way that Rick Riordan was able to incorporate it into his universe in his own really special way. So, Vampire Academy. This one I really enjoyed. I definitely enjoyed this a lot more than I enjoyed Bloodlines. I love Rose Hathaway as a main character. She's so badass. Next, this is one of my more recent finished series. This is All for the Game by Nora Sakavic. Oh, and by the way, Bloodlines and Vampire Academy are by Richelle Mead. This demigod. There's something about this story that I just really enjoy. All for the Game is a kind of like a sports fiction. I know it sounds horrible. That explanation sounds horrible, but it's kind of contemporary, but it has contemporary elements. It's an LGBTQ book, but there's also other elements like mafia sort of gangs, and it's just a really fun. Not really fun. No, it's not fun. It actually hurts me quite a lot. But I just had such a good time reading it. Okay, next. Between the Lines by Jodi Picoult and Samantha Van Leer is a duology about this girl who one day she's reading this story and she's talking to the characters, and then one day the character talks back to her. And I really like this series because it made me feel like I could relate to the main character a lot, and it was just a really sweet duology. I think that was good. Potion Diaries. I read this book because I think this is in 2013 or 2014, where on YouTube, there was this there's this group of YouTubers who are always collabing together, and I was really, really obsessed with Zoella. And in one of her videos, her editor, Amy Alward, who's the author of the Potion Diaries, says that she had this book, and I saw it in my library, my local library, and I picked it up, and I was like, sure, I'll give this a chance. I enjoyed it, sort of, I guess. I enjoyed it enough to finish reading the entire series. Like, I followed it, sort of. But the reason why I feel like I was reading it was to laugh at it, and that's really, really mean. Because writing a book, as it is, I know because I'm writing a book, it's so hard to write a book. So any book that exists is a good book. This book just wasn't for me. Harry Potter and the mass media about Harry Potter, like, it's literally just like everywhere, constantly. And because of that, it's just overwhelming, and it's taking the joy out of Harry Potter a little bit. And I hate that I have to say it, but like, I don't know. I think I'm gonna put I'll put Harry Potter in great. Like, see me just regretting it already, like, I don't know. I'll put it in, actually, no. Yeah, I'll put it here. Because it holds so much significance to me as well. So, yeah, I'm happy with it there. Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard by Riordan. Really like this series because I was able to learn a lot more about Norse mythology. So learning about it in of itself was really interesting. But I just feel like the last book was very weak. The first book was really, really strong. I really enjoyed it. It was very funny. The entire series actually is probably one of the funniest series Rick has written, except for the first series, the original. Last book I felt like was really anticlimactic, and it just didn't satisfy me the way that it should have as a Rick Riordan book. Rick Riordan writes great books. He really, really does. But I think that sometimes he really lacked sticking the landing when he's finishing a book. And I think that's what happened with Magnus Chase and the Ship of the Dead. So I would put that, I think, probably in my great tier. Because, maybe there. Yeah, maybe there. Because it was great. I think it was a really great story, and I really love the characters. All of the characters in this series were just really interesting and really unique, and just characters I had never seen in my life. Like having a gender fluid character, seeing a pansexual character, a hijabi character, a deaf character, one who also used sign language consistently throughout the entire book. Like, all the representation in this series is like absolutely amazing. We're nearly done. We have 3 more books left. So we have Heroes of Olympus. I feel like I'm like, is that bad though? Because Blood of Olympus, if you have read Blood of Olympus, Blood of Olympus made me really angry. Again, with the satisfaction, like, it just didn't, it wasn't there. Like, I didn't feel satisfied with the ending. There was, like, 1 chapter, maybe less, of a fight. We had a whole book for The Last Olympian, and we even had, like, a lot more build-up. We had a lot more build-up in Magnus Chase. But the only reason why I'm putting Heroes of Olympus higher than Magnus Chase and Lunar Chronicles is because, like, even Lunar Chronicles though, because Mark of Athena and House of Hades are actually, like, pieces of, like, works of art. They're amazing. In my heart, I know that Blood of Olympus was not a 5-star book for me. I feel so bad saying that now that I've said it, but Blood of Olympus really ruined that series for me. I said it. It let me down. That is why it's a great series, not a demigod or a god series. But you know what is a god series? Percy Jackson and the... Oh, come on. And and the Olympian series. Why is this so hard? There we go. Number 1. Obviously, we all knew it. It was not really a surprise. Those are probably my top 4 series. And Hunger Games, easily a demigod series. Easily. That is a really, really good series. Yeah, I'll put it there. Wow, that looks pretty good. I'm actually pretty happy with that. Hunger Games, it was like the best written dystopia post-apocalyptic book I've ever read. Consistently, it was like amazing. Catching Fire is a masterpiece. Yeah, I honestly thought that I would have more books up in the God tier, but I'm actually pretty satisfied with that. Anyway, that's all of the books, as you can see them. I hope you all had a lovely time watching this video. It's late for me and I'm hungry again. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you would like a part 2 to this video, because I know I have a lot of really popular YA series that I haven't mentioned, but I have read like the first or second books, then by all means comment down below or like the video, etc, etc. I will leave a link to the website that I used for the tiers in the description box. I will also leave a list of all the book series that I mentioned. Is that everything? I think that's everything. I'm gonna go look for a snack. That's all I have to say. If you are currently, at the moment in time, like it's Corona time, so stay inside if you can. Social distance the way that I have been for the past 18 years, and self-isolate because, again, that's all I've been doing the past 18 years. I hope you guys had a good night. No, today it's night for me, but whatever time you guys are watching this, have a good morning, a good afternoon, a good night. Oh, good afternoon, good evening, a good night, and goodbye. Oh yeah, comment, not like, comment, subscribe, all of that fun stuff. Okay, bye!